the stabilization of that curve is one of the foundational indicators to allow us to move forward in this second phase.
All 50 states now easing restrictions, some more quickly than others.
Open up for New Zealand!
People going to bars and getting close to each other. It's just nuts.
Welcome back, America!
Put on a mask because that is our company policy.
And I'm not doing it because I woke up in a free country.
This wasn't the new normal we were expecting.
We might not all make it.
A year's worth of suicide attempts in the last 4 weeks.
I don't know how much longer a lot of us can stay following all the shelter-in-place rules.
Governor Newsom is facing pushback to reopen even sooner.
Tulare County, California voted to allow businesses and churches to reopen, defying state health orders.
As of today, all Bay Area counties are now in phase 2 of reopening.
Reopening makes me a little nervous.
We don't want to end up back in the same situation that we're in now.
This is not a permanent state, and we're finally seeing some rays of sunshine on the horizon.
A month from now, we're going to be easing back into normal life. A month. Wow, that's crazy. Hearing myself and thinking about it now, I can't believe I thought it was going to only be a month. That was how long ago?
Well, that proves just how much things change.
Yeah.
Of how much more information comes out, or how much things do get worse or better. Like, there's no way of predicting anything because you have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I'm a planner. I like to plan things way far in advance. I get that, but I'm going to have to slow my roll and and see what happens and just take it week by week, month by month, and see what happens.
What, 2 weeks left?
2 weeks left.
2 weeks left before the baby's here, so it's getting real. It is getting really real. She's wearing black, so it's hiding. It's hiding. It's there.
But it's there. I'm officially on maternity leave as of 3 nights ago. So that's nice. All we did was go on live for his Instagram and both our Facebooks just to acknowledge the day for our baby shower and just to say thank you to everyone who had sent stuff or acknowledged it in general. And it was actually really interactive. A lot of people tuned in and started asking questions, and we made it kind of like a game of guessing when she would be here, guessing her weight, and just people were asking what things I was craving, just how he was behaving. It was very interactive. A lot of people and it was good. We needed that.
Minute 2, I then go cross body curls for 1 minute for 30 seconds at a nice steady pace. Last 30.
It's gotten busy. It's gotten a lot busier. So I'm only on Instagram now, 8:30 and 5:30, Monday through Thursday. Then I do an 8:31 on Friday morning, and then Sunday I do an hour-long workout. Now I've accumulated a couple personal training clients, and on Fridays at 11 o'clock I do a free workout for teachers.
Bex, what up? Claire, there she is.
You have a bunch of regulars. Like, it feels like I'm back at Barry's, like where you have your regulars who are coming in and you see their name pop up and you're like, hey, how's the weekend? Hey, how's it going? So it still has that amazing vibe.
Things just kind of fell into place in terms of planning for our wedding. Everything really, really worked out really seamlessly until I would say the last 2 weeks. Yeah, in terms of our wedding, we are still looking to get married. October 31st is the date that we settled on. And it's looking like it's still going to happen, but that could change. I did have a friend who was supposed to get married in early October, and she actually canceled. And so they are going to go to City Hall as soon as it opens to get married and then have like a bigger party in 2021. Oh man, this puzzle has been, I started this, I think the week we went into shelter in place, and it is so hard. And I've gotten maybe a quarter of the way through. It is so difficult. We've been doing a lot of sourdough baking. I've had a starter for about 3 years, so I've always made bread. I'm in a sourdough group on Facebook, but It's definitely takes patience and time. And so I've never really had like this much time to really sit and work on it.
When I realized that the lack of testing meant that we didn't know who had the virus or how many people had the virus, I gave it up to God. I mean, if I get sick, I get sick. If I don't get sick, I don't get sick.
Now that we know personal stories and we know the destruction that this, it's not even just life and death now. This is way more destructive than we imagined at the beginning. And so we are getting more serious about trying to prevent ourselves from catching this virus.
We do keep a spreadsheet.
We create our spreadsheet every day with U.S., California, New York, and Georgia statistics. So we're still a little obsessed with the numbers.
I use an index card. He uses the Excel spreadsheet.
So, yeah.
You bring your personality to these crises, right?
We have a few people we get together with on a regular basis, and we don't have that. And I think we're going to appreciate that a lot more once we can begin being with people again in a relaxed environment without worrying the next morning that we're going to think we just made a terrible mistake. Mostly we don't come away from encounters with friends thinking,
family, yes.
Family, yes.
I'm in the shop every single day also. And my biggest concern is getting sick, because then one, I can't work. And then two, I've got a newborn baby and I need to keep her safe too. This is Finley and Kathy. The spirit is still strong. The spirit is still strong. I think what really does help though is for us to be together with Finley and see her, go through a lot of milestones in the past few weeks is energizing. It does like revitalize the spirit. Talking to folks in the community is helpful too, because people can kind of like see that there's some goodness that has come from this, where people have come closer together in a way.
He's working through this really, really hard, and he's staying up late at night trying to figure all of this out. But it's really cool when there are other businesses that are looking to him for ideas and advice. He's not only been sort of focusing on the business and making sure that it's healthy and well, but also how to keep downtown vitalized.
As crazy as this first week was, sort of adjusting to the new normal, it does feel a little like I do probably feel a little lighter than I might in a couple weeks when this has gone on a little longer and everyone's home all day, every day.
We're hanging in here. Definitely, some ups and downs. The time, away from school and all of the extra time together is definitely, taking its toll on sibling relationships. But yeah, I think, we're all kind of feeling the stress of just being, here all the time.
Most people went into healthcare to be around people, interact with people, help people. And, the nature of our work right now is that a lot of the staff and doctors aren't seeing a lot of patients in person. And, you're doing some video appointments or telephone calls. But now that we're starting to see some babies again and have well checks, we're having a lot more smiling faces on the staff. They're getting that contact, that feeling of helpfulness.
Having all of this time together and in our home is definitely like a good reminder about, what is important and, needing to take care of ourselves and our relationships.
And a month from now, gosh, I hope things get better, because if things don't, then everything will for surely be canceled for that I've had planned for years and years. I think that before I knew how bad it was, but I think now that I'm in it and I'm living it, I don't think I could have understood the way that I would feel and how I would miss like the simple things and the everyday normal activities. Like, I truly just want to get in my car and be able to drive to school in the morning and just sit in the parking lot again and do homework or like talk to one of my friends before class. I miss that so much. And I never thought I would, because getting up was always like, oh no, school. I recently committed to the University of California, Davis, and I have a little sweatshirt, and I'm really excited for starting there in the fall and everything. I was supposed to have prom this weekend, so I was actually supposed to be in Santa Cruz, and so that was kind of tough, but we all just kind of like took pictures, and a lot of people did that. They just took pictures in their dress. We are doing this really cool thing online, and basically they had all the seniors send in what school they're going to and pictures of them in their college gear and a baby photo, and posting us on our Instagram account. I think it's really cool that we're trying to like work around all the negatives going on right now.
Oh shoot, I forgot a mask. The mask life is consistent.
This is my favorite one by far. My mother-in-law made this one. This is my Black Panther one.
This is like our everyday mask, like this.
This is my only cloth mask that I have.
Like, I always have this one on me. Easily foldable. I can just tuck it in my pocket.
And I know you're not supposed to have like the exhale valve, but these actually have like an additional layer in them. N95 level insert.
We have a couple of like pretty beefy filtered masks.
The heavy duty painter's masks.
They're just not as comfortable to wear.
Normally I'll wear that one when I'm going out to like grocery stores and I'm gonna be around a lot of people.
And we got your surgical mask, 3-ply. It's been shown to reduce risk by 75%.
I've actually been using bandanas, like handkerchiefs, so I've been getting creative and wearing those. I feel like they're more comfortable.
Like red or anything red-ish is like my favorite color, so I got this one too. What you wear out in public used to be kind of like, that was fashion. What shoes you had on, this is that, whatever. Now it's like, what design mask do you have?
Like everyone's wearing these different kinds of masks. Like everyone has like a different pattern or design.
Louis Vuitton mask and all these other things. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm not surprised.
It's definitely a fashion statement now. It's keeping us safe.
I'm keeping other people safe as well as myself.
I think that it makes me feel better that I have a mask on, just in case, like, if for whatever reason, like if I maybe have it or who knows.
You know what's funny? Like I always, if I pass by someone and I make eye contact, I always smile. So, and I catch myself still doing it in the mask, and I've gotten it really good at reading someone's eyes, because your eyes kind of change when you smile. And you can see, like, you give somebody a head nod and they smile, and you can tell if someone's just giving you a blank look.
For me at work, it was difficult. We show a lot of emotion with our patients. We're there with them. We're trying to show we care, that we're there with them as they're going through that pain. And you don't have your full facial expression to show that to your patient. So it's all through your eyes. I got a lot of, you have really nice eyes at work, which is because that's all they can see. So
there's a fatigue to it, you know? I mean, I know about it when I'm trying to put on certain masks, gown, things like that, and think about how to take it off. I'm not in the ER in the hospital where you were doing that repeatedly, but that there is a fatigue to sort of having to think about all these things over and over.
On the customer standpoint, it's like, we've had people come in this past week without wearing a mask, and we're like, hey, I'm sorry, it's the rules, you have to wear a mask. And people be like, what? Seriously? Come on, you're kidding me, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, it's the law. And so I think people are kind of like, I don't know if fatigue is the word for that, but they're kind of over it.
We had people who were just going to drop something off yesterday, who, when I said, let's go up to the picnic table and sit down and we can talk for a bit, ended up staying for 4 hours. And it was a surprise. My table really isn't 6 feet apart at all places. The bottle of wine came out, and a couple of beers came out, and a bag of chips came out, and the masks got loosened, and between sips you'd put the mask back on, and then maybe the mask just lived around your neck for a while. It was very good to see them. It was good to have the interaction, but the public health nag in front of me understands that it was also a bad thing to do.
Or maybe not.
I think that it's much needed. A lot of us are getting anxious. A lot of us are going outside and kind of not following all the shelter-in-place rules because they're just tired of it and they want human interaction. Opening things back up, but in a safe way, I don't think is going to be too awful. If there's a big outbreak after things open up, then maybe we'll learn from it and try to go back.
I mean, there's definitely people that want to go out, but the concern from the business community, from at least the people that I've spoken to, is, okay, even if businesses are open, are people comfortable going out yet?
I think I'll just make sure I have extra precaution, maybe wear a mask more often, sanitize. Like, I don't know if my outlook's going to change a whole lot. Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I love for certain places to be open back up, especially the gym? Yes, I would love it. But, you know, thinking about safety and then us going back to square one, you know, you got to take those things in consideration. And us getting ready to have a little girl, you want to make sure everything has been thoroughly, you know, checked, double checked, triple checked before diving back out there, because we don't want to end up back in the same situation that we're in now.
I know there's a lot of people out there who have small businesses. I know there's a lot of people out there who are like, oh, our poor economy, they're not working. And I understand that, and I get that. It's hard. But at the same time, you're not going to be able to have that business. You're not going to be able to make a living if you're too sick to do so, or if there's not people to work with you because they're too sick to do so. Like, there has to be a balance of where we can find it equally. And there's no right answer to anything. There's no right, this is not the right way, that's the right way. It's finding what works, and it's going to be testing it and seeing and pulling it back. It's going to have to be all of people coming together, understanding that.
I don't want to live like this for the next 2 years either while a vaccine gets developed. I mean, this has really been, this past week has been the opening up week, right? And when I heard that, I just looked carefully at this spreadsheet and realized things are not getting better. We flattened the curve.
Oh, we're tired.
That's what everybody was talking about.
We're fatigued.
But if all you've done is flatten the curve and you open it up, aren't we just, I don't think it's going to stay flat, and I don't think it's going to go in the direction we'd hope.
I think a month from now, hopefully what we see is more people are out, but they're following the rules and wearing a mask and being safe, so that, you know, everything is still, you know, contained until there's a vaccine.
I think that people are going to get too excited to be out and about that there could be a little mini surge.
On April 17th, 35,000 people had died of the coronavirus, and on 5/17, 90,000 people have died from coronavirus. And that, I have no idea what a month will look like, but if our little spreadsheet here is any indication, it's bodies littering the stage.
Yeah, I mean, that is one scenario with opening up.
The same. I just think it's you know, the same plus a baby in our case.
I don't think we're going to be the same because we're going to have a newborn baby, so that thing is going to be the same ever again. More hikes, lots of bikes.
There's a lot more to be done outdoors.
I imagine I'll still be wearing a mask when I go out in public. I'll still be using hand sanitizer. I'll still be wiping down my groceries and taking extra precaution and washing clothes all the time.
Hopefully, some stuff has been cleared up about my fall semester at Davis. If for some reason our first year is online, I am maybe gonna have to talk to my family about what's the better move, go to community college or go to Davis and pay for that tuition.
With the baby about to be here, I'm gonna have this, you know, beautiful window of time to spend with her. Is it unfortunate with everything else that's going on? Yes, absolutely. I'm not, you know, putting that on the back burner at all, but I am trying to look at the positives. And that's what I've spent most of my time doing with this. I've looked at the positives, the time I've had with her, the time I've had to do stuff around the house, and the time I'm gonna have with my baby. Like, this is, in a weird way, I'm looking at this as a gift that I've been given to have this beautiful time with my daughter when she gets here, and I couldn't be more excited. So I'm pumped.